Hello, and welcome to the Aberdeen RAID Controller VMware VIB installation tutorial. This tutorial will guide you step by step through the successful configuration of your Aberdeen VMware ESXi Server so that you can monitor the internal RAID storage. Before we get started, ensure the fact that your Aberdeen RAID controller is running the latest firmware available from LSI. Firmware updates can be downloaded directly from LSI's website at www.lsi.com. If you are uncertain which model RAID controller is installed in your server, contact Aberdeen Technical Support and be sure to have your system serial number ready. To complete the steps outlined in this tutorial, the following downloads and software will need to be downloaded and installed on the client that's used to manage the VMware ESXi host. LSI VMware SMIS Provider VIB MR 5.6. This is the VMware installation bundle that contains the necessary information for the LSI RAID controller to communicate with the ESXi host. WinSCP. WinSCP is a free, downloadable, secure copy protocol program used to copy files from the client to the ESXi host. PuTTY. PuTTY is a free, downloadable terminal emulation program used to access the ESXi host via SSH protocol. First, let's take a look at the existing ESXi server health information displayed in VMware. Begin by logging into the VMware VI client. Now click on the Configuration tab and expand the system sensors as shown. Notice that the LSI controller is not present on the list. This means that currently no alerts can be configured in VMware to notify administrators of storage-related issues such as failed disks and faulty BBUs. To provide this functionality, you must download, copy, and install the LSI controller VIB on the ESXi host. VMware ESXi SSH and ESXi shell are both disabled by default for security purposes. Before any files can be transferred from the client to the ESXi host and installed, you must first enable SSH and the ESXi shell in VMware. Both levels of access can be enabled using the troubleshooting options in the ESXi host console. Log into the VMware ESXi host console by pressing F2 and then enter the username and password. Select Troubleshooting Options from the menu. Highlight Enable ESXi Shell, then press Enter. The ESXi shell will now show as enabled in the panel on the right. Highlight Enable SSH, then press Enter. SSH will now show as enabled in the panel on the right. Now press Escape twice to log out of the ESXi host console. Open a web browser and go to www.lsi.com. Click on Support and then select Find Support Documents and Downloads. Using the drop-down list, select Storage, RAID controllers, your particular controller model, and all asset types. Then click the Search button. Wait while the support information is gathered. With the search results now displayed, scroll down to LSI VMware SMIS Provider VIB MR 5.6 and download the file. Navigate to the location where you save the LSI VIB file. Right-click on the downloaded zip file, select Extract All, and click Extract. Now select the VMware folder from the folders and files that were extracted. Right-click on the VMware ESXi Provider zip folder, select Extract All, and then click Extract. From the extracted files and folders, select the 00.37.v0.04 folder and rename the long VIB file name to something easier like lsi.vib. Using short file names reduces the chance of typos and is simply faster and easier. Now you are ready to copy the lsi.vib file from the client to the ESXi host. Open the WinSCP utility you downloaded and install on the client. Under the Session section, click on the File Protocol drop-down list and select SCP. Under Hostname, enter the IP address of the VMware ESXi 5.x host. Complete the username and password entries for the ESXi host, then click the Login button. You can now see two navigation panes. The pane on the left shows files on the client, while the pane on the right shows files on the VMware ESXi host. Using the navigation pane on the left, locate the downloaded VIB file that was renamed to lsi.vib. Once located, drag the lsi.vib file to the /tmp folder on the VMware ESXi host. Click OK to confirm the transfer. Wait while the lsi.vib file is copied to the ESXi host. Exit the WinSCP utility when the transfer is complete. Before installing the LSI VIB, ensure that the VMware ESXi host has been placed into maintenance mode. Open the PuTTY program. Enter the IP address or hostname of the ESXi host. Ensure SSH is selected for the connection type and the port is set to 22, and then click Open. Wait a moment while the SSH connection is made to the ESXi host. Log in as root. Enter the password. Enter the ESX CLI command as shown, and then press Enter to begin the installation. Wait a moment while the VIB installs. Once the installation shows that it has been successful, you may exit out of PuTTY and reboot the ESXi host to apply the changes. Once the reboot of the ESXi host is complete, open the VI client and log in to the ESXi host. Navigate to the Configuration tab, expand the system sensors, and you will now be able to see the LSI RAID controller with all of the connected disks in the list of system components. We hope you've enjoyed watching this in-depth technical tutorial. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and be sure to visit our website for the latest in servers and storage.